Hello, y'all. Welcome to our third annual holiday DIY workshop. It's so fun. I love this every year, just coming together and sharing how to use our essential oils to create some thoughtful gifts for people that you can use these bottles of oil that you already have, do some creative gifts that are made with love that might save you some money too, which is a really fun feature. So as we're going through tonight sharing recipes, think about, oh, they shared a roller recipe, but that would go paired really cute with, I don't know, maybe it's like I have a warm sock roller blend, like warm feet, a pair of wool socks, or a whipped body butter is one of the recipes that we have in the ebook, so a pair of slippers could go with it, or a robe. It's just these fun little extra additions that you can do that I love that. So let's see, I'm going to share my screen. And as we're going through as well, let me know if or you can write in the chat too, if you think of other ideas or if you have questions, and we're just going to have a blast. Okay. So I am going to see, I don't even know how to click. Oh, there we go. Oh, so the ebook's going to have the class recording embedded like on the second page, just so you guys know, but I don't have the recording to put in there. So that when you get the ebook, if you want to watch the recording or share it with anyone, that's where it's going to be stored. Okay. And then first, I want to talk to you about cleaning out our empties. So this is where I want to see all your faces. And you guys are going to get the ebook. So I want to see your faces when we talk. So the first thing is, do you all know the easy, quick way to take off your orifice reducer? Because when you get to the end of an oil bottle, there's still a little bit left in there. And so what I often like to do is I'll pop off the top. So you have the lid so it's screwed on just a smidge. And there's special devices that you can buy to do this. But if you just have it screwed on a bit, you've just popped off the top. And then I get a big container of Epsom salts, and then I'll dump this bottle in, and the Epsom salts help pull that last little bit of oil out, which I think is really fun. So then you can clean your empty bottles, and you can do, so then once they're all cleaned out, and then those Epsom salts you can use in the bath, which Julie's going to share a really fun Epsom salt recipe that's a little bit fancier. But ultimately, if you have Epsom salts and you mix essential oils in them, that's going to help the essential oil mix into the water so it doesn't pool. And you're going to have this really fun combination of oils. It's just a mixture. But then what you can do is you can take your bottle once you've pulled the last bit of oil out. And then sometimes, and I don't know if you guys have tried this before, but sometimes peeling the label off, it's really easy and it just peels right off. But we know if the sticker doesn't peel off really well, what oil do we use to take it off? I know y'all know.
Lemon.
Oh, yes. I heard y'all saying it, lemon. So what I'll do, sometimes I'll put a bunch of the oil bottles in a big bowl of sudsy soap water, and then I'll add in some drops of lemon, and we'll just have a little fun, and I'll get them all clean. And then there are sites, you guys, where you can buy spray bottles. You can buy different types of, you can buy roller bottles that'll go on, like the roller that will go on an oil bottle. If you wanted to do a massive, big roller, you can just do all kinds of creative fun things. So, and I wanted to show you, speaking of, a couple websites really quick. So I am going to share my screen for a second. Okay. So Oil Life is one of my favorite sites to go when I need an oil supply, like roller balls, spray bottles, droppers. It's a great site, okay? And you can just search for whatever you want. This is a site too where you would get the Essential Life book, the most recent edition, or that Emotions book that I talk about often. So I typed in here, like you can look, you can just search and have fun and play around. But if you look at glass jars, I think only one thing pops up. That's not what I meant to click on. I checked this all out today. Okay, if I just click on glass containers, you'll see they have small, like look at these fun rainbow rollers. They have so many different just varieties of roller balls, spray bottles, large spray bottles. Like you can just go to town. So check out them. They're a great site. Another place that I like buying fun roller balls or spray bottles is a site called Whimsy and Wellness. And I know some of you have purchased from this site as well. And they've phased out, unfortunately, a lot of their roller balls and spray bottles. They still have some. Like this one I found. I think it's super pretty, and you can get it as a spray bottle, or you can get it as a pump. You know, if you wanted to do a serum, which Cindy's going to show us a skin serum later. But when you're looking at, like, I love making my own perfume. And so we have a recipe for perfume or cologne. And so I got a great perfume bottle, but, you know, you can just play, but you want to get a fine mist perfume bottle. And so I looked on Amazon even, which I love supporting other businesses too, but sometimes, you know, we just buy from Amazon. So I don't know if you can see my cart here. I just searched glass perfume fine mist spray bottle, and I got some different, can you see, like, I mean, I feel like a couple of them looks like a men's cologne type thing, which my husband and my son and my dad, we use an essential oil combination for cologne or perfume because we don't want to be spraying toxic stuff over our neck, which is like our thyroid. And so by eliminating those toxins, we're just serving ourselves so well. So if you just spend a little time looking around, you can find some really cute spray bottles or handsome spray bottles if you wanted to make a cologne or something for someone for Christmas. Then the last site I was going to show you was doTERRA's marketplace. I don't know if you've ever checked, I'm scrolling really fast, sorry. So if you just type doTERRA marketplace, it should pop up, or I could, sometimes it's like on one of the banners that's going around on your, like when you log into doTERRA, but I can put it in the chat too. And if you're watching the recording, you can always just shoot me a message if you need it, but I'll put that in the chat. So they have fun stuff like doTERRA swag, but if you were to look at, I don't know, like the $10 and under, you just have different stuff. So let's say you want to do a homemade mouthwash for someone, and then you get them a travel doTERRA toothbrush, or different oil holders, or for your kids, the silicone toppers that they could put one on their backpack or something. The marble DIY mask set is super cool. So if you want to, like, there's recipes on doTERRA's website. A lot of the recipes we're sharing tonight come from doTERRA's blog. There's so much there, but this is a really fun mask where you can like mix up, you know, some of your stuff. I mean, they have a hat that's $4.95. I mean, come on. So there's some fun stuff there. So I just wanted to make sure to show that to you. And then I am going to, let me see, I'm looking at my little notes here. Okay, I'm going to pass the screen off here in just a second. Does anyone have any questions before we begin? Can you all hear us okay and all of that? Okay, you can do another thing is if, I think it gives an option. Oh, I was going to say, if you click on like my screen, or, but I don't want you to click on me, because you can, oh, the view, you can change it so it's speaker view. So that way, whoever's talking, like they'll seem bigger so you can see whatever's happening. You could try that. Okay. But I'm going to pass it off to Cindy, and she is going to share one of our all-time favorite gifts to give people. So Cindy, I'm muting myself. It's all you.
Can all of you hear me? Yes. I am in Rosie. Rosie is our RV, and we have been living in Rosie in our driveway since we experienced water damage. And so I had to be a little bit creative in how I got set up. And I'm hoping, can you see my silver tray right here? Okay. This is, I put the silver tray over my sink. So immunity tea, like Jessie said, is one of our absolute favorites. And when I first started using doTERRA, these oils were the very first ones that I saved up so that I could make this immunity tea, because I had been diagnosed with cancer and my immune function was absent. And so, and this is immunity tea. Now, the first thing that I do with the recipe, I'm going to show you. I print it off big because I'm an old gal. And so I print it off big, and I go ahead and I put it in my recipe. I have a notebook, and I just, you know, and then I put it in one of these slip covers. On the back, while I am printing that up at the very same time, I print one more copy, and it says, how many do you want on a sheet? And I say 4. And I do 4 so that I always have some recipes on the back of this one that I can share with other people, or that I can tuck in with this gift. because this is one of my very favorite gifts to give. And then it's all done and I don't have to think about it and it's just ready to rock and roll. So that's what I start with. Now, what I
Hey,
did
Cindy,
do, yes.
is that a print option you said? Because I've never had it ask me that before. Because I like that idea. That I have mine is so
Yes.
small that I give. So
It is a print option. And if you go down kind of to the bottom, it will say how many copies do you want per page? And you
Okay.
say 4.
perfect.
And it will, and it's just, and it's wonderful. And you can just print right on cardstock and
Yeah.
it's ready to go.
Perfect.
And
Thank
so you bet. The honey that we use is raw honey, and it's very best, especially if you're really wanting to boost your immune function, if you get local raw honey, because then all the pollens that you want in it for your area will be in it. Now you'll see I have already filled this little container. I love these little chubbies. I get these at Walmart and I just love these little chubbies. At the end, we're going to embellish the top of it. But our recipe calls for a 4-ounce glass jar, raw honey, 5 drops of On Guard. So we're just going to open up our On Guard and put it right in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to tell you, I used to mix this in a larger bowl and then put it in my 4-ounce containers. But you know, I lost too much honey and I started doing it this way so that I just fill up like 6 or 10 of them at once. And I do them all at once and pour it right straight into the container from my jar. I get them in quart jars here from a local beekeeper. Okay, so we have our On Guard in there. The next that it says is lemon. And we're gonna put 2 to 3 drops. Anybody who knows me know I have a heavy hand and I'm always leaning more towards the 3. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then the next is lime. We're also gonna do 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. Oops, and that one even got a 4th. Then we're going to do grapefruit. And I'm actually not going in order, but you get the gist. Grapefruit, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I got a 4th in there on that too. But you know what? It's just going to make it more yummy. Citrus oils are so good for our immune function. 1, 2, 3 of wild orange. And then the only one that I'm kind of careful with is the ginger. And I really do try to only do 2 drops of ginger. 1, 2. And it comes out slower, so it's easy for us to do that. And you'll see that as I put them in, I moved my oils away. Then I knew that they were in. The only other thing that I have left to do, I'm going to grab a spoon and I'm going to stir these oils into there and they just blend wonderfully. And then this spoon, look at that yumminess. This is not going to go to waste. This is going to go in my very next cup of tea. And I'm just going to use that spoon. Then what I love with canning tops, you know, they pop out. Now, if I was giving this to a girlfriend and I knew that I had just made her some cute, you know, like note cards that were every day, I would cut this out. Or, and I'll just do that really quick to show you how I do that.
Well,
And
how about what if you keep decorating it and making it pretty, and then you can show us the decorated one.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, save your Christmas wrap, whatever scraps, because you can use either. And I'll show you this bottle at the end. Okay.
Awesome. Yes, perfect. Because Cindy's really
Go
good
ahead
at
and mute me.
She's really good at the presentation of stuff. And then also I was gonna say with that immunity tea, it's really sugary if I were to like, I mean, it's a mouthful of honey. Kids love it. So if our kids have a sore throat or thinking of grandkids, I don't know, Gianna, if you tried it with your kids, but if our kids have a sore throat or a cough, we'll just have them do a spoonful of the immunity tea. And it just helps like when they're coughing in the middle of the night. I mean, again, as adults, we can do that too. Okay, so I am going to show you the first part. Oh, Cindy Lou, you're muted.
Okay, I'm done with it. This is the top. This is just
we
everyday
turned
top.
off your screen.
I did what?
You turned off your camera.
Uh-oh.
There you
Sorry.
go. Nope, this went away again.
It did.
Now you're good. Don't touch anything.
Okay. I'm not going to touch anything. This is with the note card. And if I gave a little set of note cards to somebody and then this with it, they would love this little gift. I don't usually tie ribbon around it because it's sticky and it gets stickier. It's not sticky now, but it will get sticky. And then that ribbon is kind of, it kind of goes away. So you can do that. You can do fabric. You could do a scrap piece of wrapping paper on the top, whatever you want to make this look beautiful. I may take one of these little hearts like from Michael's and tie around it with a simple piece of string like this one that I have. This you recognize this, Jessie? It's off of a gift. I repurpose all the strings she gives me. There are cute little charms like this.
Okay, I'm gonna let you keep decorating it though, and I'll just keep going on with like the next.
Okay.
Step. Okay.
Got it.
All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is, I always want on this DIY class to show you something on the stove with beeswax, because I know that I was intimidated by beeswax and just doing anything on the stove. And so I want to show you that it's not hard. You just gotta do it. So I did a little bit of the cooking show thing and I've pre-measured out all of the ingredients, and I was planning on going back and forth with the recipes, but guys, the ebook's coming. My plan is to send it out tomorrow. Okay. So in this jar right here, we have beeswax, the like regular coconut oil, shea butter, and cocoa butter. Okay. So those are the ingredients in here. I also like using a scale when I'm doing stuff like this, because certain things, it's hard to fill the measuring cup. And so then I just, on a scale, I put this on my scale and then I zero it out. So it's at 0. And then I add my whatever, and then I zero out again, and then I add the next ingredient. And so that's, I think, just a slick feature. And then you need something to stir it with, which this is a skewer that I found in my drawer. I like using wood because then I can just throw it away. So popsicle stick, wooden skewer, but I've done it before with like one of my kitchen spoons, and then beeswax can be hard to clean up. So I have certain canning jars that are just designated for making stuff. And I like the canning jars that don't go in, because then it's harder to clean. Like these ones that go whoop, straight up, there's probably a name for them, but this is the kind I like. And then we're gonna put it in, I have over here we're gonna do like a double broiler thing. So in my pot, I have hot water boiling, and I'm gonna put this in, and then I'm gonna pass it off to the next person, to Julie, and she's gonna share hers. And while Julie's teaching, I am going to let this melt. And when this melts, the beeswax is always the last thing to melt too, just so you know, because remember the first time I did it, I'm like, the beeswax won't melt. And you just have to hang in there, but I'm not going to just make you watch me melt this. So I'm going to pass my camera off to Julie, and she's doing, what are you doing? The strawberry lime scrub. I'm so excited about this. And this is another new recipe. So I'll be back and I'll show you the next step. Oh, and also what I did, you guys, with this lip balm. Did I tell you I'm making lip balm? I remember I told you beeswax. I'm using we're making lip balm. Sorry. And so I have some empty lip balm tubes you can buy on different websites, and they are in the freezer right now, because that was one tip that I was told, is to put them in the freezer so that then when you pour into the containers, it'll help it chill quicker. But you can also, I like putting lip balm sometimes. This is a small little deodorant tube. I have a daughter that goes through lip balm like it's, going out of style. And I'm making some for my nieces for Christmas. You can also, which this is like reminding me of childhood. I bought some of these containers. I remember I used to have solid perfume. Did any of you have the solid perfume? So I was like, oh, this could be fun for like a lip balm and then, you know, just rub it. doTERRA has a recipe for a solid perfume, by the way. So that stuff's in the fridge, freezer. I'm gonna get the this melting and now, Julie, I'm gonna pass it to you.
Thank you, Jessie. Okay, what I'm going to be making for you guys is the strawberry lime sugar scrub. So pardon me while I kind of read here because, yeah, I kind of got to do that. This is the yummiest thing to make your hands so nice and soft. What basically, are you tired or are you someone who likes skincare products that smell like fruit? Well, most fruity skincare products on the market are full of artificial fragrances and chemicals that trick your nose into thinking that it's the real thing when it really isn't. So this DIY strawberry lime sugar scrub smells like fresh strawberry jam. And it can be made at home in just a few easy steps. So let's get started. And it calls for freeze-dried strawberries. And what do you know? We had this out in our garage in a big Costco bucket of emergency food. Have we used it? No. So this is an emergency. So I opened this freeze-dried strawberries and it does say to roll it in a rolling pin in a bag. And I tell you, it was a little too much. So I ended up putting it in my Ninja, my little cup Ninja thingy and just buzzed it and got it nice and powdery. So I will put 1 cup of the strawberry, freeze-dried strawberries in this bowl here, along with 1 cup of turbinado sugar. Now, turbinado sugar, I didn't really know what it was. It looks like brown sugar, but it is grainier. It is also drier, so it was perfect ingredient for this demo. So 1 cup in with the strawberries. Now, what I've already done for you is I've microwaved my extra virgin coconut oil. Actually, it's the hard stuff, like this kind. And I've used just 1/3 cup of coconut oil. And I microwaved it in this little glass container. And for it took about a minute. It says 15 seconds, but I had to keep doing it. And now what they want you to do is to add another 1/3 cup of the liquid, the fractionated coconut oil, like what we use when we make roller balls and everything. So we've got 2 different kinds of coconut oil in here, more the solid that is melted and the liquid, which is always liquid. So at this point, we take a tablespoon of this delicious Mexican vanilla extract. You have to have people who know where to get it. Tablespoon goes into the liquids. Like that. So liquids into liquids, solids into solids. And the one other thing is 3 drops of lime oil. I use the lime a lot when I make the yummy thing that Cindy made, words and such. 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. That immunity tea. It's delicious. Okay. So that gets mixed up. And what I'm going to do is kind of whisk up these dry ingredients so they're really, really blended well before I add the wet into it. you know, it smells like fresh strawberries. It's amazing. And you're not getting all of those weird additives and preservatives and all of that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and whisk that in there. Get that vanilla incorporated and the lime. And then in we go. Set that aside. And this sugar scrub, when you finally get it all mixed up, should be a really nice consistency. And I think it's going to be pretty good. It says in the instructions, if it's a little too dry, you can always add a little bit of fractionated coconut oil, but I think that looks really, really nice. So to use this, you basically take a handful into your hands, and I would suggest probably doing it over the kitchen sink, and you just rub like you're washing your hands under the bathroom sink with, you know, singing your jingle bells or your happy birthday to me for a couple of minutes, and it will exfoliate and just really, really take off all of that dead skin. Do that over something else, not the bowl I just mixed it all in. One moment. Many ways to gift this. You can put it, I think, in those little cute little jelly jars, jam jars, and or if you've got a cute little mug, you put them in a mug, put a little stretch tight over the top. Any way you want to do it. So that there is the strawberry lime sugar scrub.
Thank you, Julie. And you said that smell, it really does smell like strawberry.
It does. You don't get the lime as much to me, but it just sort of blends it in.
Nice. You can always add more lime too if you want. That's awesome. Okay, so I told, thank you, Julie. And I told Julie and Mom, I was like, depending on how long it takes to melt, I'm gonna go next, or I might have Cindy go next, but it is melted. So I'm gonna show you the next step of the lip balm. And then I'm going to pass it off to Cindy to teach you a really fun roller. So, okay, hold on. So, and really I have found, I'm pulling it off of the heat. Can you see how it's all melted down and it's just liquid like this? And it's, I don't know, I mean, I don't like to touch hot things like on the stove, but I was able to do it with bare hands, but sometimes but then when I hold down lower, it's going to be hotter. So these are the empty chapstick tubes I just pulled out of the freezer. And then if you guys don't have any, like, do you have these plastic pipettes? I think doTERRA sells them, but if not, I got a huge stack. I think I got, like, the doTERRA ones might be smaller, but these pipettes, and then what you were going to do. So I just want to show you, and this is where I'm going to pass it off to Cindy. You want to make sure that the chapstick tube is rolled all the way down to the bottom, and then we're just gonna, oh my goodness, we're gonna add in the essential oil. Cindy, you're gonna do the roller because I forgot. I'm supposed to let this wait for 3 minutes and I have to add the essential oil. So you're gonna teach the roller while we let this cool, and then we'll come back to me with the chapstick. Whoopsies. Okay, Cindy, it's you.
Sounds perfect. And first of all, I want to tell you, don't ever throw away any of your doTERRA touch roller balls, because you're going to want to repurpose those. I take the labels off all the time, just like I do on the essential oil bottles themselves, and use a little bit of limit on it to get it off. And I repurpose those because they are the best rollers. And I'm going to show you a mistake that I have made when I'm making my rollers. Now, I don't know if you can see this one, but I did these really cute little labels, and then you'll say this was Ricky and Cindy Lou on here, because that's our roller that we use. but the oil makes this rub off. Even though this is one of the labels, it says that it has a plastic coating and it won't do that. And so my trick is, after I get this on now, I take some regular old mailing tape and go over the outside of it, and that will never happen to you. Or if you do the dots on your roller balls with how many drops in of each, I also put that tape over those so that I always have that recipe on there. So we're gonna get started. Now I've got, okay, this is 10 mil. That's what our recipe is. This is 30 mil. And it's because this one I use a lot. So I'm going to triple the recipe. You'll see my friend Kim, look at all these beautiful embellishments that she puts inside of it first. That's when you do it, is when it's empty like this. And you could grab, I have some mica that I've gotten that she puts inside of hers, some sparkle glitter, these are little jewels, and you can drop those right inside there, especially if it's clear. Now, when it's cobalt blue or if it's a brown one, you won't see those as much. If it's clear like Kim's, you see that beautiful. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? And that's a beautiful way to gift something, is to just make it a little extra special. Okay, so we're going to get started. And again, I printed off my recipe and I've done 4 on the back so that I can share. Okay, it says 10 milliliter roller. And you see, this is a great big one. But it has a regular sized roller on the top. The ones that have the great big mega roller, they fall apart and they disintegrate. This one's stainless steel and it doesn't do that like the bigger ones. So we're going to get started. And it says 5 drops of guaiaca wood. And so we're going to do 15 guaiaca wood instead. And I start off and I put it right in my bottle. Okay, we're going to count. And here we go. It's coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. That's 3 times that amount. Okay, then the next thing is, it says 5 drops of bergamot. And I love how my grandboy Luke used to say this when he was 2. He said bergamot. But we're going to do 15 because I'm tripling it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. And then we are going to do, it calls for 6 drops of Madagascar vanilla. You'll see I'm pretty good at unscrewing them with one hand. And so we're going to times this by 3, which means 18 vanilla. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh my gosh, I love this vanilla. And then the last oil that it asks for us to add is another 6 drops of grapefruit, which means 18 for our triple batch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa, that one comes out really fast. Okay, now we have all of our oils that are in there, and you'll see about how much it fills up. You can either fill it. doTERRA has an 8 ounce. This is a bigger one. This is like a 16 ounce, and it has a pump on it. The good thing about the pump, they have this clip, but it still leaks if you're traveling. And because we're in an RV, I put mine in one of these that has the clip down lid. And I got these on Amazon too. And so this is just fractionated coconut oil, but watch how fast I can fill that just like that. And it's done. And I don't have to keep pumping the little pump. So that's how I fill it. Then we are going to put the roller ball back on the top, click it in. Then I'm going to shake it a few times like this. And I never do a blend. And this is, see, we do this mega because Rick and I both use this. He likes this one too. Okay, I'm going to roll that on. Oh, and it is so heavenly. This is just absolutely yummy. Now for me, you could put a label on with another one of these. See, these are the kind that are the permanent. And I said my heart, because that just means it's Ricky and Cindy on here. And these are just ovals, and you peel them off, and I printed those off. You could grab some of these fun tapes like this and write on it with a marker and wrap it around. There are some other cute ones like this, but my very favorite way is to put on one of these labels just like this and around it. And then I will take my clear tape and I'm going to take enough that will go completely. I'm going to show you how I do this. Because I've learned the hard way on this. I go completely around my roller ball, and then you don't see it. Then on the back, I'm going to cut a little bit cleaner line with my tape.
I'm gonna let you keep showing them how to beautify or keep doing that. And then you can show the finished product. So I'm ready to show you the next step of the chapstick. I also wanted to say I have these rollers or these labels made up for Oh Happy Day because it's one of my all-time favorite recipes. And these ones stick and they stay on too. So if you make the roller or anyone watching the recording makes the roller, you need to reach out to me, and you could, my preference would be tag me on social media and be like, Jessie, I made the roller. I'm ready for my sticker. And I'll pop one in the mail to you. So, okay. But then what I wanted to show you, so I don't know if you saw me at all. So my pipettes filled as I've been filling them up. It got cloggy because it started cooling. So I'm on my third pipette. And so as I've been filling my chapsticks up, and I did 30 drops. I did supermint. You can do whatever oil you want. In the recipe, it says, I think peppermint and lavender, but I wanted to do supermint because I like a minty toothpaste. I mean, toothpaste. I do like minty toothpaste, but I like a minty chapstick. And so I've just been filling them up, and then you'll notice that it starts to settle and cool pretty quick. And then, I mean, you've bought chapstick before and it's divoted a little. I just filled them up a little. I did a little top off once it cooled a little bit more. And then I'm just filling them up. That's all I'm doing now. And then we have to let them cool and harden. So that's what I got to show you. And I might even warm. One of the other reasons why I added the oil at the end is because you don't want to put the oil on the stove as it gets hot. That being said, I might actually warm this up a little because it's getting cool at the bottom because I've been, so, but that's how it works. But, and I filled, and it'll make 20 of these tubes, which I didn't have 20. So that's where I put some in one of these mini deodorant tubes. I mean, Evelyn's going to go crazy about that. I did one on here. And so that's what I'm just going to keep doing over here. Don't forget about my Oh Happy Day label offer. But then I'm going to pass it off to Julie, who's going to show us her dreamy bath soak. So Julie, it's going to you.
Thank you, Jessie. I'm so excited to get my hands on some of that lip balm making magic you're doing there. Okay, I'm making a dreamy bath soak. This is, yes, okay. Let's get to it. It called for melting 1/4 cup fractionated coconut oil. Oops, excuse me. Nope. The hard coconut oil, like I showed you in the jar. This, sorry, I put it away already. Melted it on a double boiler. And so I'm going to bring it right over here so I can do all this magic in front of you. So it's all melty here. And then it says to whisk in 1/4 cup of either almond oil, jojoba oil, or fractionated coconut oil. So I knew I had at least 1/4 cup left of fractionated coconut oil, so that's what we're using. So, okay. In the 2 oils go. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Now we stir in 2 of our essential oils we're going to be using in this. We are using lavender and rosemary. Oh my gosh, I love anything with rosemary. Actually, I make the foaming hand soap with rosemary and the super mint. It's so good. Anyway, so the soak will be the the dreamy bath soak, 6 drops of lavender. Let's do that first. Right into the melted oils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 4 drops of the rosemary. It shows that you can also use the Aroma Touch blend. I'm not sure if that's even showing. Okay. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh gosh, that smells so yummy. Oh. Okay, that's all whisked up nice and good. So now they want to add, I'm going to put this into a bigger bowl because I just am not confident the Epsom salts that I'm going to be adding and the baking soda will all fit in this little, well, when we were little, we called this pan something else, but I want to keep it all appetizing now. So everybody remembers these Revereware with the handles. Handy dandy. So to that, we add 3 cups of Epsom salts. We got this at Safeway. Actually, Gary got this at Safeway. He did my shopping for me. So we'll add that. Yeah. And 2 cups of baking soda. Now, we buy the big Costco size. And when you open that up, it is clumpy. And I thought that's not going to do any good. So I dumped my 2 cups into my little mixer here and got it all nice and powdery because I knew that it needed a little help. Stir to combine. Where did she go? Get her spoon. I think this is where I need a hand. Yeah. Could you help me stir that? Thank you. Just be careful. So it's going to take a little stirring to incorporate the the oils into this coconut oil mixture. When it is all done being mixed and blended, it should feel, it'll have the texture of freshly fallen snow, which everybody's looking forward to the first snow, right? And a great way to gift this would be like in a, like another jelly jar, another one of those, you know, good sized little jars, or you just want to make a bunch and keep it in your bathroom in a beautiful gorgeous turquoise antique ball jar. You can do that. And when this is finally ready to use, basically it says to use 1 cup in the bath and you soak for 20 minutes. Now, it also says, here's a tip, to scoop the salts into your hand and scrub your skin while you're sitting in the bath to exfoliate before you actually use it. Ta-da!
Yay, awesome job, Julie, and to your assistant too. That bath one that Julie just made, it's so luxurious. One thing I was going to mention, it makes your bathtub sort of slippery, so just like know with caution that it might make your bathtub, it will make your bathtub slippery, but it's worth it. So just word of caution. Okay, while Julie was doing that, I got all of my lotion tubes filled. I ended up doing 2 of this and then one little chapstick one. So all good. Now I'm going to show you, there's a couple things that I made earlier in the day and then yesterday because just the time it needs to set up. So one of the things that I made were shower melts, which I've seen different recipes. And so my kids helped me with these, which if you have kids or grandkids, the shower melts would be a fun project. It was messy. Ultimately, the one that I'm sharing in the ebook only has 2 ingredients, baking soda and water, well, and then oils. But if you've done stuff like this with kids, it got messy. So we tested 3 different varieties though, and then Ryan gave his input. And so the one that came out with the best consistency that stayed together is this one right here. So silicone shower molds are molds you can do for so many things. I don't want to get, it's on my computer. I'm going to move the lip balms out. So you'll see we made these molds. These are shaped like oil bottles, and we use balanced essential oil. So what you do with these shower melts is you put them in your shower, not in the direct water, but the idea is they'll slowly melt while you're in your shower and then emit whatever aroma you want. So we did some with balance, we did some with grapefruit, and we did some with breathe, which is a good, or thinking of Julie, how she shared she loves rosemary. We also did another variety that was with cornstarch and water, which as we were mixing it, I'm like, oh my goodness, we're making ooblex, which we did that with Luke a long time ago. So I don't know if you've ever made ooblex. It's like this really fun, it'd be a fun activity to do with kids. They didn't hold up as well. Like they crumble when I pop them out of the mold. The ooblex is cornstarch and water, but if you get it the right consistency and you just keep adding a little bit of water, it's liquid and then turns into a solid state at the same time. It's like the craziest thing. And you could just Google ooblex. It's a fun activity with kids. So those were the shower melts. They were super fun. And the recipe, again, it's in the ebook. You just have to make sure when you pack them, you just pack them really, really hard into that silicone mold. And then you have to give it time to dry out. So I shared the recipe that stuck together the best, which I don't even know where I put I put it over here. Then another thing that I made earlier, which is so fun, are lotion bars, which the lotion bars, it involves beeswax and stuff. So you do a similar type of process, slightly different ingredients that we did with the lip balm. These lotion bars, oh my goodness. And I think they're solidified up enough. I mean, these ones you can even see where it says doTERRA on them. Isn't that fun? But I mean, we did some heart molds. And then the oil I put in this, what did I do? Oh, I think I did frankincense and lavender. The recipe is in our ebook. But again, you melt it in the double broiler. And then once it's liquid, you take it off, let it cool for 3 minutes, then you add in whatever oil you want. But these are so luxurious. And the idea is, well, I'm gonna do it with one of the heart ones. Okay, so I got a heart mold, and then to use them as a lotion bar, you just rub them around your hands, and then it's lotion. And I sometimes will just keep them by my desk on a platter. I also have used that recipe, the lotion bar recipe, and I pour them into a deodorant tube, and then I can have it on the go and just rub it. I used this recipe when I was pregnant with my son Brody, and I rubbed it on my belly because there's shea butter in it and stuff. It was before they came out with the Yarrow Palm serum, but it's so nice. And you could do a cute package, you know, like how Julie and Mom were talking about cute ways to package stuff up. You get like a plastic little baggie, tie it up, and do that with some of those lotion bars, but it'd be so fun. And they're so nice, and just, it also is great as chapstick, so you can put it in chapstick tubes. So, okay, then I'm going to pass, I'm going to do, let me look at my little list here. I'm going to really quick just show the basics of bubble bath, because it's something that's also just a fun thing, but a lot of bubble baths are really toxic. So I'm going to show you the ingredients, and it's just a matter of measuring them out. So with the bubble bath, you need unscented Castile soap. So this is the brand that I use, the Dr. Bronner's unscented. I don't know, can you guys see that? Okay. So this is, you do a cup of this, and then you're going to do half a cup of vegetable glycerin, which this is a brand that I bought, Pura D'Or, and it's vegetable glycerin. Okay. And then, are you ready? This is like next to water. You do 2 tablespoons of water, and then you do 15 drops of essential oil. So I'm not going to actually assemble all of them right now, because again, it's just a matter of mixing those up, and then you put them in, like, you get the water running, you know how we, oh man, I just dropped it. Oh no, chapstick down. In running warm water, and then you put in your bath water just like you would a bubble bath. It's not going to give the crazy ginormic big bubbles that I got with the Mr. Bubble when I was a little kid, because the what makes them big and giant like that are synthetic and not good for us. So you'll get a bubbling effect. So that is the bath bubbles. What is it called? Bubble bath. Oh my Lanta, bath bubbles. Okay. So now I'm going to pass it off to Cindy to teach us a really fun face serum recipe.
Here we go. Okay, gals, this is one of my 2 favorite serums. The other favorite serum is in the ebook, and it's the one that I use like every single morning and every single night. This one that I'm going to share with you tonight is the one that both Rick and I use, and he loves it. And one of the ingredients in this one right here is rose hip oil. And what I do, if you'll notice, take a peek at this. This is the bottle that it comes in. It comes in a 30 ml bottle. I recycle this. I don't throw this away because it has this great, wonderful dropper in it. So that's what I'm going to make mine out of tonight. And you'll see that there's a little haze around here, that there's still a little stickum from me taking that label off. But if I'm going to put another label right on it, I don't take that off with lemon. I just go for it because it helps it adhere. And one of my favorite things to do, and because this is my Ricky Ray and Cindy Lou oil, I'm going to show you another trick that I like to use. This is my mailing tape again. You'll see there's a little bitty picture of Rick and I on there, because this is the one that both of us can use, and then we don't get it mixed up with my one that just I use with the rose oil. So I put my label on first, because otherwise your bottle gets slippery on the outside and the label doesn't want to adhere again. I make my pictures Costco if you select the wallet size. and you get far enough away from it, you can do like a holiday blend for all of your family and put a fun family picture on it. And then, or a stocking stuffer. So I put it right on my tape. I'm just gonna yank that hunk of tape off. I'm gonna go over to my bottle, and I better put my glasses on for this. I'm gonna go right on my bottle, and it's a brown one. So I'm gonna make sure that it sticks on both sides of our photo. And you see, I always pull long tails on it because it gets fingerprinty. And I'm going to cut one side off and stick it down. And then I'm going to cut it off again and stick it down so it overlaps. And there you see, there's my cute Ricky Ray and Cindy Lou bottle. And then I always love to embellish things. And I know my sweet friend Julie does too. This is just one of those little hearts and a piece of that recycled twine of Jessie's. And I put it over like this so it hangs. It just sits on the shelf. But then when I refill this or I use it, I can take it off again and I can keep reusing it because I just like things to look pretty. You know, it's like, it's just me. So now we're going to make the serum. We're going to take it off. It has this in it. I do not, and you'll see there's a little bit of rose oil around the edge. I don't even clean this out because it's another serum that I'm making. And this just had rose oil in it and it's already got a dropper. So I've saved myself some money. But if I didn't have money, I could grab, you know, one like this is one. This is another one. This one has a little bit of rose oil left in it, but you can get brown, you can get blue, whatever your heart desires. Okay, then I go back to my recipe. And again, of course, I got my 4 in the back so I can share and tuck it in with a gift. And it calls for a 30 ml bottle, which this is. And then it wants 50 drops of Yarrow Pom. So Yarrow Pom comes in this wonderful, wonderful application. It already has a dropper, so it's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Fill her up again. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 8, 39, 40. We're going to go for 10 more. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. All right, our Yarrow Pom is in there. My girlfriend Linda was so surprised. She goes, Cindy, it's blue. My face was blue. I go, yes, it is blue. But it really is good for the winter months because it gives us a little color. Okay, now the next thing that it asks for is Immortelle. And Immortelle, again, this is one that I don't pop off with the lid just because I reuse this so many times and take it on off and on. doTERRA has a really cool one. This is my one that's just in my knife drawer. But doTERRA has one that's metal and it's much better. So we're going to pop the lid of this. And you can take one of the small pipettes like Jessie used, or I'm just going to use this one with rose oil because even though it has a touch of rose oil, maybe a residue, it's still going to be yummy in this oil. So they want 20 drops. Whoops. And I just lost some right there. I squished it in too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that was kind of a half a one. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And that's our immortelle. I'm going to squeeze the rest out. And remember that just went in there. And you saw I made a little mistake. So I never let any oil go to waste. That little bit of immortelle is just going to help this fat quadruple chin of mine. And very quickly, I'm going to put the rollerball lid back on this just so that I don't spill anymore, because see, I still spilled some right there. Now it calls for jojoba oil, and jojoba oil is a really nice, lovely, silky oil. And I'm going to fill this up with my jojoba oil. This isn't as easy as my one with the spout, but it's still fast to fill this up. I'm watching to make sure I don't overflow. And I leave a tiny bit of air in the top just to make sure that I get it all. And then I'm going to shake it up. Now, one of the things that's really fun for stocking stuffers. Okay, see, I have these other two size roller balls. I have this little bitty one, and it says doTERRA even on it. And this is rose gold, if you can see it. And what you can do with these, you can put these in a stocking stuffer, and now my hands are a little oily.
We can pretend that you filled it. It's okay.
Okay, anyway, if I can take this dropper and I can fill up small gift ones, and then I might want to put, and then of course I have to put my Ricky Ray and Cindy Lou heart back up on this one, because that's the one we both use. But you can put it in a little gauze like this. You might get a gua sha stone to put in with that, and you might put a little bit of this cellophane stuff in the sack. And what a lovely gift. And then the roller ball that I did, I want to show you this really cute little thing too. The rollerball samples, you can get those and rollerballs also. And so I made a rollerball of the roller that we just did and squirted it in there. And you might put one of those in there, and then you squeeze that tight. And what a beautiful, beautiful little gift that is for somebody. And if I was wanting them to remember me, and it was somebody, I might tie in my business card. If this wasn't a gift and I was leaving this as a sample, I just tie in like one of my cards. I'm going to show you, there's a tinier sack. If you can see this one, that you could put the samples in without a gua sha stone. And I just tied a little knot on our honey. Over here on my heart, the big roller ball that I just did some more of this recycled twine of Jessie's, and so that I can take it off when I need to refill it. But it looks pretty and makes me feel really good. And so both sizes of that. And then a couple of other embellishing tricks that I love to do. Julie's bath soap. Do you recognize this bottle? I believe this is a phytoestrogen bottle. I've taken the label off of it, just tied some twine around it, and I might fill this up. If I wanted just a one time, these were like glass bottles. I got these at Walmart, and they're real glass with a little lid. You could do just a single to put in one of those sample bars. And these are glass and they were 3 for 99 cents. And then my other favorite thing to do too is if this was a real present that I was giving someone, I do this a little bit differently. And I may do either my serum or rollerball, probably my serum, or Rick and Cindy serum. And I might do some brownies. If you don't know about brownies, gosh, they're wonderful. I'm a Dana Moore groupie, and she's who like hooked me on these. And these ones go on your It's Better Than Botox. Come to our Better Than Botox class. You do not want to miss it. We do all natural things. Anyway, these are the ones that I use that are the big pieces. These ones are for eyes and so on. But I might tuck up, you know, one of these in with my gua sha stone and some samples of my favorite serums. And see, that's another like beautiful gift. And that's why I got these pink sacks, because they match the frownies. So those are some of my favorite ways to embellish. Gua sha stones, Jessie, for our class, we use them. They come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. These are the ones that I keep right beside my chair at night. Every night I do it. The other thing that's really fun and that you could put some of the scrub in, don't ever throw away any of your doTERRA bottles. This is, or jars. This is an old one from the Body Butter. And I would definitely repurpose this. These labels can come off as well. But what I love to do to repurpose, you'll see I did this. This was at one of the face creams, my face cream that I use. But I have my neuropathy pills in here that I have to take at night. And I just put a little washi tape on it. And look at this cute washi tape that I found for the edge of this. And this, I might put the scrub, and you just roll it around, and you can do, you know, all kinds of fun holiday, but just don't throw away your containers. See, look at that cute buffalo check one, because you got all this buffalo check around here, and then it looks pretty. And so those are some of my favorite ways to embellish lovely gifts from our kitchen.
Awesome. Thanks, Cindy Lou.
You betcha.
Okay. I have one other thing I'm going to show you just quickly right here. Look, it's, what do you call this? A reed diffuser. So there's so many recipes in the ebook, so many more that I didn't, you know, we didn't teach you about. But this is another way to repurpose an oil bottle. I just popped the top off, fractionated coconut oil, and then I added like 15 drops of Holiday Joy. And then I put in some reed diffuser sticks, which I bought off Amazon, and they were really long. And so I just broke them in half. So, and that's just like a fun thing. You can repurpose old bottles. And one of the tips is, and they said it usually takes, I don't know, maybe a day for the oil to soak up. And then they said every 2 or so days, you flip the reed diffuser so that it's, you know, it's not going to be as strong as a regular diffuser, but especially if you use an oil like Holiday Joy, you know, or cinnamon or something, you will smell it. Yeah, there's so many other recipes in the ebook, but I want to like wrap this up just because we're right about at an hour, and I'm so thankful for your time. I'm going to share my screen because I do have, oops, let me find the right slide. I have 2 things to show you.
Well, and Jessie, I wanted to show everybody, these are those little, they're at the doTERRA marketplace, and they are hard to find. These are, this is a whole little container
You have
of
to check and see if they're still available. They could be. Otherwise, like Oil Life has small
They
sample
are
ones.
right now, and there are 10 of them in this little thing, and they're just darling. So
Cool.
anyway,
Cool. Okay, so I just want to remind you, which those of you that are on live, I know you know about our continuing education, which I'm going to start calling it happy hour. I think that's just going to be really fun to start calling it on a
yes.
happy hour. So brace yourself for 2024. But I just wanted to point out, so our class, so next week we don't have class, then December 14th, we're doing a cleanse and restore class. So that's where I'm going to break down what is a part of the cleanse and restore. It's a 30-day cleanse and restore you can get from doTERRA. And then we're going to do a group cleanse for anyone that wants to. And you can take that cleanse to different extremes if you want to. If you just want to do the doTERRA supplements, but not modify your diet, then fine. Or if you want to modify your diet as well, or add an exercise, you know, like we'll talk about all of that in the class. So know that it's not like the cleanse starts right after the class. It's like letting you know what is all involved. And if you're like me, you're taking already a lot of the products that are in the cleanse. It's just adding in a couple extras. And then I'll have more information about that group cleanse that's launching in January 2024. And then December 21st, we're going to do an Oils of the Bible class to wrap up 2023. So those are our two classes that we have left for the year, which is bonkers to say. The cleanse and restore class, I'm asking that people could register for that class specifically because there's just going to be follow-up involved if people want to, you know, so check emails. I have the registration link or over in our Facebook group. And then tonight, it's actually an official Reclaim Your Health event that I've registered with doTERRA. So we taught a lot of DIYs, which the Reclaim Your Health events that are happening all over the country, they're very hands-on. And so I felt like this is a creative way to be hands-on, even though we aren't in person, just showing you some ways to do it. And so I was able to register it as a Reclaim Your Health class. And what that means is basically for today, Thursday, and then tomorrow, December 1st, there are some really fun coupon codes you could take advantage of. So you can see the code. So you might want to take a screenshot of this. On the bottom, you see that code there. If you're watching the recording, I hope you're watching it before December 2nd. So basically, if you want to get the Becoming 2023 kit, like which is the new products, you can get that at a discounted rate of $255, which includes all the new products. So both of our microbiome products, the Blue Lotus, Birch, the Shinrin Yoku, and then the Serenities. Right now, this is the only way you can get your hands on the Serenity stick because they even put limits on the Serenity stick because they knew it was going to be a hot commodity, but they still like, and then I was on a call and they shared that the Serenity stick, one of the other reasons is it, something with the tube is one, like why, like the next supply that came in or something, but they have them in these kits still. But they're hoping the Serenity stick will be available mid-December, the Serenity soft gels and the Supermint toothpaste. So you can get that for a discount. Or if you wanted to add on to your order the deep blue stick, you can get that for 25% off, which I always like to have extra deep blue sticks around. So I might take advantage of that one. And then if you're new to doTERRA, which again, those of you on the screen, I know you're not new, so I'm sorry, but you can't get the free diffuser, or the intro kit. But if you're new to doTERRA, or if it's been a long time since you ordered, we can help you with the intro kit. For new people, we can help you get the diffuser. This is a bit of a spoiler alert. December 1st, there's going to be a frankincense promotion, a 200 PV promo, which is really fun. So December 1st, so not today, but December 1st, if you do a 200 PV order through your account, you're going to get a 15 mil frankincense for free. Which is so awesome. So, and you don't need to have the code for that free frankincense, just so you know. But if you wanted to get the deep blue stick or the kit and stuff, you would need to use the code. But for all of us, we can get the free frankincense. So I'll just really quick show you some of the other recipes in the book while you're on it. So we got a hair perfume recipe, a holiday room spray, some different cologne and perfume recipes, some different rollerball recipes, a mindfulness one, a gratitude roller, a warm feet roller. We have a couple different skin serums that we have in addition to the Cindy Lou one, a body oil, peppermint foot lotion. This one's really fun. Don't be intimidated by it because you have to whip it. It's really like you just do a similar process that I showed you, the chapstick with different ingredients, and then it gets cooled for a while, and then you whip it with a hand mixer. It's so luxurious. It smells so good. A lip gloss recipe, and my lip gloss tubes are not here yet, so I wasn't able to show that one. But that's a really fun recipe to try. Lip scrub, cuticle cream. I'm getting little tubs like this are fun for like cuticle cream. Some more sugar scrubs. Oops, I don't have a picture on that one yet. Candles, scented cards, scented pine cones. I mean, just like you can, you know, and some different aromas for diffusing that you could try. I even was like, okay, an advent calendar, if anyone wanted to do that as a fun gift with some different recipes, and then you get these little sample things and you like close them up with a flat iron. I have a tutorial here on how to make diffuser bracelets, a braided one, or you could also, I'm thinking of, you know, if your kids or grandkids, you want to help them make some fun gifts, you can buy this like stretchy, you know, whatever you call this, stretchy string, I don't know. And then string beads on it. You get lava beads off Amazon if you want, and then some other fun beads. They just string them on, you tie it up, and then you put oil on the lava beads, which is really fun. Okay, so I'm so thankful for all of you. I'm going to stop recording. If you're watching the recording, reach out with any questions. I'm happy to help.